So if you didn't like part one, I guarantee you're not gonna like part two. Like Kevin Smith didn't do anything to win people over if they didn't like part one. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Whole Views, and today we're going to be sharing our spoiler thoughts on He-Man Part 2. Subscribe to the page if you haven't so far. We're doing so much to keep the page growing. We're doing all kind of reviews. We're doing all kind of reactions. We got Firearms Friday. A lot of stuff happening. So please, subscribe. Hit the alerts. Stay with us. Help us to grow. But let's talk about He-Man. So one thing that can really help you with the show is not watching any marketing or promotion, no trailers. Part one came out, there was a controversy around it. I hadn't seen any of the marketing for that. I just knew it was coming. I watched it, I enjoyed it. I had no expectations. I didn't see the trailer for the part two. Watched part two with my producer. We both enjoyed it. But from his words, and then from my experience of watching the trailer, after watching the actual part two 5 little episodes, they tried to sell y'all something that they did not deliver on. Like, they tried to sell you on more He-Man in part 2, and I was ready to buy that without even seeing trailers. I watched episode 1 and most of episode 2, and I was like, yes, He-Man. But by the time you get to episode 3, and definitely by the time you enter 4, it's like, Teela, more Teela. So if you didn't like part 1, I guarantee you're not gonna like part 2. Like, Kevin Smith didn't do anything to win people over if they didn't like part 1. The trailer might have sold you on part 2, but no ma'am, no sir, no. It is not more He-Man like you would think. Just talking about the show in general, I noticed in the first few episodes, like, there are a lot of jokes that will remind you that Kevin Smith is the writer of this show, and this is not really a child series, although my kids saw it on the screen and was like, oh, what's this, we'll watch. And they kind of enjoyed. Like, my Camille was kind of locked into the screen, which was something I didn't necessarily expect. Just to be clear, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a cool little 5-episode thing. I would use the word binge, like we binged it, but to be quite honest with you, it's shorter than a movie. I watched the James Bond movie, that was 2 hours 43 minutes. This was not 2 hours 43 minutes. It felt very fast, it was paced very well, it moved the story along very easily and came to a natural, normal feeling conclusion, and even laid the groundwork for more to come later. Talking in spoilers, like, who was that? Does anybody know who the digital person was at the end that, like, stuck some hooks in Skeletor? I was like, I don't know who this is. And, you know, my memory of He-Man from a childhood is not that good. So I can't say that I fully remember who that could be. But if they're laying the groundwork for more, I'm welcoming more. Although, in my opinion, I don't think you're getting no more. I don't think you're getting any more of this. This is it. I think fan reaction was not good the first run. And the second run, I don't feel it's going to win anyone over. Although the people who enjoyed the first one, like myself, I don't have many complaints. I have some things that I can make fun of, and let's do that. Let's make fun of some things that I do know that, as me and my producer, we watched together, and we just looked at each other like, ooh, they ain't gonna like that. We do know the segment of people that I'm talking about. He calls them the little rascals, like those guys that just hate women doing anything. Yeah, they gonna have a lot to complain about, because you make a black woman the man at arms. The man at arms, man, is now a black female. They ain't gonna like that. They ain't gonna like that one bit. Now, really, it's something that you can see coming from a mile away, but still, they ain't gonna like that. I knew that they are not going to enjoy that about the show. All the exceptions that get made for Teela, I strongly feel like they ain't gonna like that. There's a lot of people that didn't like Teela in the first, and then when they see this, they be like, man, we doing all this for Teela? For example, the sorceress can never leave Greystone. Like, they're bound to the castle. Not Teela. Teela finna leave. Teela finna go wherever the hell Teela won't. We breaking the rules for her here, but it's fine because it's Teela. The sorceress got to give up all her connections to, like, human life, and she got to be like one with the power and cut all connections. Not Teela. Teela finna have everybody in her life still. She finna live life like she always did. Go wherever He-Man go. because she Teela and she can do that. People not gonna like that. People not gonna like making those exceptions for Teela. Another thing that, you know, stood out to me, and I think people who nitpick and take these cartoons way too serious, they're gonna look at this and they're gonna say, how can so many people have the power at the same time? For me, it was just cool to see everybody big, strong fighting, like, cause it's a cartoon from my childhood. I don't take it that serious. But there are gonna be people out there that says he has the power, while he has the power, while she has the power, and she has the power, all at the same time. There's gonna be people that's not gonna like that. They're gonna look at that and try to tear that thing apart. And I'm like, this is an 80s cartoon, man. Just enjoy it. It was fun. It was cool to see a different story being told inside the He-Man universe. Getting into, again, more specific spoilers, He-Man is there and he saves the people just like he always does. But the thing that I really think people are gonna hate when they think about it is that He-Man saves the people, Teela saves the universe. And it's like, that damn Teela, boy, they don't like it. It didn't bother me, man. It didn't bother me one bit. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a cool little series to watch. If I kind of feel like, though, Netflix could have like garnered more attention for the series if they would have did the weekly release. Now, again, I love to get all the content at one time. Give me content. But I think they could have generated a lot of discussion, and this anger that they had with the first season, if they want to keep that name buzzing and keep eyes on that property, you drop this thing week to week. Especially the way each episode ends on a nice little send off. Like they didn't miss a beat with season 1, like ending right where you're gonna leave you wanting more. Like they did that again here. And again, the fact that it all came out at once, hey, let's take advantage and just watch them all in one afternoon. But again, if I'm thinking about the money side of it, let's keep that name going, let's keep things buzzing. They probably could have did themselves a favor and held on to this thing, maybe twice a week. You drop 2 episodes a week or something like that, and you'd have stretched this 10 out over the course of like a month or two, and still would have been a nice tight little series. I don't think they're getting any more episodes because I can't see, with the last reaction, I can't see the reaction getting any better, and I think you're gonna have a lot of criticism of the show. But for those people who just accept content as it's given, like myself, I think you'll enjoy it, because I really did like it. And if it was a little bit less nightmarish with the skulls and everything else, I'd probably let my kids watch. But again, this one, you can tell part 2 feels more Kevin Smith, because Skeletor was ready to have the sex. Like, ready to have the sex. Like, it's something that I never thought about. Like, it's something that never came to my mind. Like, Evelyn and Skeletor do them things with them things. Thought never crossed my mind. It is what it is. That was in there. And I think that they were hinting at even more of that with other characters. It didn't play out the way I thought it would. With Beastman, he kind of seemed like he had some feelings. They've been teasing Teela and He-Man for the whole show. Like, somebody got a crush on somebody else. And they didn't do as much as with that as I expect. But if they get a chance to do more, I'm sure they're doing that. So that kind of takes the kid element out. Like, let my girls watch, like, I don't want to see nobody kissing. You don't need to think about that right now. Let's get back on topic. This was good. I enjoyed this, but there's going to be the detractors that's going to pick on this. So let me know what you think. Did you think that it was worth the negative attention, or did you just enjoy it for what it was? Were you mad that there were so many exceptions made for Teela? Were you upset that a black woman is now the man at arms? Did you get the Kevin Smith isms that existed in here, the little lines that really let you know, hey, this was written by an adult with adult sensibilities? Because I caught at least 3. Well, 2 of them were in the first episode, and then they did a few more. Just lines that's like, I think specifically about the line, boy, I want to fist him, and it's like, yeah, people who know. That's a Kevin Smith thing right there. He might have wrote that. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. That's all I have for this video. Enjoy yourself. Guard your heart. Please come back and check out more videos.